It's the AX1800 or the MK63, I think it is, from Costco's. It is right now at time of recording $250, and you get 3 components. You get the 1 main unit and 2 satellite units. And I've got this to replace my old mesh network that I've been having some issues with. So as you can see, the 2 satellites, they're identical. They have the 1 Ethernet port, power, sync button, and you can hook up a Ethernet cable to those to run a hardwired connection off of it with a switch of some sort if you have multiple connections. And that will give you the ability to put hardwired items on your devices at the location of the satellite. And as you can see here, the main unit, the only thing different is it has the internet port. It's pretty small. It's about 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches, about 2.5 inches tall. It's got this neat little cube pattern on the top, and actually those are slits to allow for cooling to come through. And in the box, it's pretty straightforward. You get a quick start guide. You get the 1 main unit, 2 satellites, 3 power adapters, and the Ethernet cable. They want you to do the setup with the app as it's showing there in the quick start, because there's no manual. You would have to look up the manual online if you did have questions. And I will go over, once I get it set up, how to do some more of the advanced features on there that's not in the app, and you can do it from your computer. So you can do the setup through the computer if you wanted to. So what I'm doing is, I've had this Google system for quite a while now, and I found out that it's just dropping signals every once in a while. And I've had it for about 4 years, and it's worked good. I have a dead spot in my house, and whatever I tried, every router, just wouldn't make the coverage. So the mesh, it did give me a little better coverage in there, but it was just not as quick as I was hoping it would be. And since it's kind of 4 years old, I figured I would give it an update and kind of see what the new systems, especially the Wi-Fi 6, will bring. I don't have any devices that will work on the Wi-Fi 6, but I do know that with the multiple connections, or the more connections that you have, the Wi-Fi 6 is supposed to improve speed of your existing network. So at the time, I think I'm running about 43 devices on my network. So I've got quite a few. So I'm hoping that this is going to alleviate that kind of slow dead spot in my bonus room upstairs, and maybe get me up to running at full capacity again. So before I set up the Nighthawk, let's run a speed test here on my old system. And of course, this is going through Google, and this is connected directly to my cable modem, the way it's testing the network speed. So this will give me a true representation of what my speed is at the cable modem. And as you can see here, I'm at 191. I pay for 200. So here it is. I'm checking in my den on my phone, which is an AC device. And let's just see now on Wi-Fi what I'm getting. And as you can see, not quite 106. So not as fast as I would hope it would be. And now let's go up to the bonus room, where I'm really having a trouble. And as you can see, it's okay, but 59, it's hard to stream movies up there. So anyway, now let's set up the new system, and I'll come back and show you some results. The setup was straightforward, nothing out of the ordinary. Just follow the directions, and everything went pretty smooth. So what I've got done here is, I'm going into the app and testing the speed at the cable modem. So again, this is doing a comparison of stuff coming straight off the cable modem and into the router. And this thing takes a long time, but I've sped it up here. But as you can see, I'm getting pretty good speeds. I'm almost at 200, and for the download speeds. So now I'm going to go over to my cell phone, same spot as before, where I only had like over 100, and let's see what it does here. And again, same spot, and as you can tell, my speeds have increased. I mean, that was, I was getting 100 before, and now well over 200. So that was a great improvement. But now on to the bonus room, and let's see what happens here. And same results. I think before I had around 56 download, and you can see here 59. So it was a little bit of an improvement in the bonus room, but no, I wouldn't call it anything great. But everywhere else in the house that I've tested, it has come back great. So now let's go on to the setup screens. So on the setup screen, I'm doing it from the browser. Some of these advanced features are not available in the app, so I want to kind of show you some of the things you can use in the advanced app, like port forwarding, static IP addresses, and just a little more detail that you can get here with logs and so forth that you can't get on the app. But that, of course, it shows everything that the app has. You can get all your network information, your connected devices, status of all the satellite devices. But where I want to go is I want to go into the advanced tab, because in the advanced tab, it's going to give you the areas where you can do the setup. It also gives you all your internet addresses and everything, but let's go into the setup here, and we want to go down to the LAN setup, and here's where you can pick your devices, and this is where you can reserve static IP addresses. So what you want to do, let's say you have one. I'm going to do one here. It's my camera, and you can see it. All the IP addresses for all your connected devices are listed, but mine is 33 here. So what I'm going to do is just going to select it, and then you want to go in and just name it. I'm just going to name it cameras because it's my camera system, and just type that in, and then we'll just do add, and now that is reserved. So each time the system comes up, it will not be issued a new IP address. I have to do port forwarding on some of these devices, so I like to assign static IP addresses. That way the IP address doesn't change. So a second thing that I like to do is, like I said, the port forwarding. So in the port forwarding, it's in the advanced tab, and we just want to go in here, and you can select from the drop down the various types. But if you have some weird ones like my cameras, I don't have them on port 80, which would be the HTTP. I'm going to do the add a custom. So I can go in and do an add custom, and here it would allow me to pick the port like 85 to go in and actually put in a custom port ID. So you can do this for multiple devices, and once you're finished, you're just going to hit apply. And like I said, these are some things that don't show up in the app, and I found it a lot easier to work from the actual browser. And like I said, this, just go through and select everything, and you can pick your device, and of course it has them all listed, and then once you hit it, you just add. And that's it for doing the port forwarding. And so now you can just go back to the basic screen here and get an overview. So kind of in conclusion here, I wanted to say that overall the speeds I've noticed around the house are better. I still have the one issue in the bonus room, and I'm still going to do a little more testing on that. The devices you can check the status of them here. It does say I actually have the satellite in the office, but there's just something in there that's killing the Wi-Fi signal. I'm going to try moving it to another location and see if that will help. But I do have to keep it close because I have to hook my cameras up to that location. So I need a wired device, or the cameras are wired, so I have to have be able to plug it directly into the Ethernet cable. So, but overall, I mean, I am kind of pleased with it. I probably would not have upgraded if it wasn't for the fact that I was running into issues with my current router, the Google router. But I do like the increased speeds. The kids were really complaining since we're all quarantined at home. A lot of streaming going on, and they were starting to complain about that. Even some of the networking with my job was the videos would cut out a little bit. So I can pretty sure that this is going to fix those problems. But yeah, it's a pretty good system. I've liked the Nighthawk brand. I know I got the first Netgear Nighthawk when they first came out many years ago, and had the best reception on it all throughout the house, except for the bonus room. But the signal outside was excellent. I live on a half acre, and I could go all over my yard and have a strong signal. I just got tired of putting the network extenders up there trying to get the range, and it just wouldn't work. So I have to run a mesh system. And another thing that I'm looking at doing is the one in the office. I do have a wired Ethernet, and my configuration is the router is set up in probably not the center of the house, but kind of off to one center. And the office, I do have a hardwired connection. So this does allow a backbone connection from one point to another. I might try that because my bonus room is on the second floor diagonally up from the office, so maybe